Adam, we are too small. We have no trust. There is no chance we can win that deal. This is one of the most common sentences I can hear from the founders of the small IT companies who are trying to enter new market, who are trying to win bigger deals, and who are trying to build the trust with a new client. And I understand this very, very deeply because this could be very painful when you spend a lot of time prepare proposal trying to win the deal and then your clients say that, oh, you are a great company, you have a great technical expertise, you have a great proposal, but we decide to choose that bigger team. Today I will share with you how you can use one strategy built of the two simple steps to actually get those new big deals with a completely new client, enter the market, and then get the trust from any type of the business. Hello everyone, my name is Adam Skoneczny and you are watching Go Global Asia podcast. After many years helping businesses scale and sell their services to foreign clients, I have created this podcast to share with you what actually works. This is a podcast for professionals who want to learn how to sell, how to grow the business and create international collaborations. Today's episode is tackle ultimate challenge, the ultimate challenge that is occurring everywhere. Because when we are a business, we want to grow. How we can grow? We can grow by getting bigger deals. And usually those bigger deals coming from the bigger companies. And this is the big problem for the small and medium-sized businesses because it's difficult to go over this step and join to the big league of the big players. And you know what? To be honest with you, there is this system how you can do it. There is a special way that we are applying with our clients to allow them, to enable them to jump into that bigger league. But also the tactic I will share with you, you can apply when you enter to the new market. You can apply when you try to build the trust with a new client. So this is very good strategy that it's not only allowed you to sell to the bigger client, but generally develop your business. Today podcast I will be sharing from perspective of Asian company approaching Western business. And this is very important to mention because step number one to win those big deals or enter a new market is build the trust. And we build the trust different way in Asia and different way in the Western countries. So this methodology and two-step formula I will share today is apply when you enter in Western market, and it's very, very important to perceive it from. One important element I want to mention in advance is today's podcast is from perspective of Asian business trying to enter Western markets such as Europe, US, Australia, and New Zealand as well. Why I want to mention about this? Because the key element and the strategy that I will be sharing with you is building the trust. And the building the trust in those two cultures is completely different. We build the trust differently in Asia and we build the trust differently in Western countries. One more element I want to mention about it's a perspective. What do I mean? Today's episode I will share with you from the perspective of Asian company trying to enter Western market. This is the crucial element. The reason is that we need to mention about how we build the trust. And the building the trust in those two cultures is completely different. So guys, please keep in mind that today I am putting myself in the shoes of Asian IT companies and then I am entering Europe, US, or Australia and New Zealand. All right, I got all this preparation done and let's get to two-step formula how to win those deals. Step number one is delivering immediate value. So, as you probably can imagine, when we want to win this big deal, first we need to start the conversation. The mistake number one, what the most of the people are doing, is they pitching their service, they pitching how great they are, and this is a big problem. Instead of that, you need to approach the client from the perspective of showing them your expertise in this industry, showing them the problems you deeply understand that people have in this industry, and showing them how did you solve the same problem for similar client in the past. offer them bring in the case study, offer them free consulting, offer them 1 week, 2 week POC. Try to figure out as much value to deliver them in as short time as possible. Why we do it this approach? I mentioned at the beginning of this episode that the building the trust between the Asian countries and Western countries must be approached completely different way. And let me explain you how we build the trust. In the Asian countries, we build trust by personal interactions, by spending time together, by understanding who is your family, by knowing them and having great time. We build in trust by sharing the meal, sharing the coffee, and becoming friends. In Western countries, it's completely different. We build the trust based on the value we deliver. What I mean, if you can provide something to the client what is practical, valuable, they it will help them with fixing some issues. That's how you build the trust. You build the trust by delivering the value. At the early stage, they don't really care who you are, who is your family, and do you eat the dinner together or drinking coffee. This is not what they really are into at the beginning. So the reason why I introduce you step number one in the way that bringing the case study, providing free consulting, doing the POC, providing the as much value as possible in the early stage, it will allow you to build the trust. And this should be step number one for any company that's trying to win those bigger deals. Step number two, I call it aggressive over delivery. So at this stage, you already should have a trust from the client. At this stage, they open for you and they probably will allow you firstly for just engage with the small project. And this is the time when you need to aggressively over deliver. And guys, I saw it done very, very well by some companies. So for instance, we were running project with one of my clients. They won the government project and the government, they provide them very small, two headcounts engagement. What they did, they provide the best engineers, they provide the best customer service, they provide the best account manager, and client was overwhelmed with the value they did deliver. The result, the client grow this team already to 7 or 9 people and introduce another two agencies to work with my client. Amazing case study, amazing value deliver, amazing over delivering at the very beginning. Second nice example of one of our clients, they won the deal with the big telecom. And the big telecom, they give them very tiny project, but the scope of work was so big. My client knew, oh, we cannot deliver this with the team of the, at that point was 4 people. They decide invest and onboard 14 people. When the client, that big telecom, they see that, when they saw the result, what they did, they decide them to give them huge, huge other project because they feel they can count on them. And guys, this is element that we cannot undervalue because many people they say we signed contract, this is our responsibility, let's deliver this. Yeah, you can look at this, but in my perspective, from my experience, you cannot really develop, you cannot create very strong partnership, and you cannot get bigger project from those clients. If you deliver just bare minimum, then it will be difficult for you. I can give you also one case study that we were running with one of my clients, and this was unsuccessful case study. So I remember we introduced one company to the Finland business, and they supposed to provide them IT services. And the company that I introduced, they came late to the meeting twice, 3 times, very small late, 2, 3 minutes. Then during the meeting, microphone didn't work. During the meeting, camera didn't work. Maybe one time, one engineer didn't show up. After 2 months, client decided to stop the contract. The first period, what you engage in at the beginning, it's the time that you need to show to your client how valuable you are. You show how much you can deliver, and you show that The thing what you promise in contract, this is just basic, but you will go above and beyond that so they can always count on you. So guys, as you see, I tried to keep it simple for you. Two-step formula to engage with the bigger client, to enter a new market and to win the trust. First of all, figure out how you can build the trust at the very beginning. Don't pitch your service. Don't try sell yourself. Look into the problem of the client, show how you could solve them, provide free value at the beginning, and then you will get the trust. Second, over deliver. When you get this first engagement from the client, make sure you give them much more than they expect from you. Why? Because then they will think, oh, I can count on those guys. I can develop with those guys and I can give them easily more business. Guys, if you like this kind of episode, please like and subscribe to the channel. Additionally, if you like the subject about building the trust, I recorded another episode just last week where I talking deeply how to build the trust and what are the differences between Western culture and Eastern culture in the context of building trust. Thank you so much and see you in the next episode. Bye bye.